सूट तो ऑर्डर कर दिया लेकिन सूट तो ऑर्डर कर दिया लेकिन
तार 3 जीत
defending champions are ready, as are the inaugural champions. Maninder Singh is ready, as is Arjun Deshwal on the other side under the mentorship of Deepak Nivas Hooda. But Deepak Nivas Hooda needs to step up today. If he plays well, the Jaipur Pink Panthers might just be able to pull one over the Bengal Warriors. That man on your screen right now, and this one, oh, there is speed, there is strength, there is a brain that ticks over time. The toss a while back, the Jaipur Pink Panthers won the toss. The Bengal Warriors will raid.
This point.
पिछले क्रम से रन्स काफी बार अंत में एक बड़ा अंतर बन जाते हैं। It is game time and we're ready to settle all those Monday blues that you have at the start of a new year. And what better sight than Maninder Singh to kickstart proceedings here. Big game for both these teams. So much at stake considering where they are in the points table. And Maninder Singh, with all that he's done, he's got to bring the best of him to the mat today. 36 Super 10s, close to 800 rate points. The man of steel. Rich. But what about that man, Arjun Deshwal?
But look at what Maninder Singh has done on raid 1. He continues his stupendous form for the last 3 games. A running hand touch on Nitin Raval. A great start for the Bengal Warriors here. Now, Deepak Nivas Hooda. Will we see? Oh, you cannot do that to Deepak Nivas Hooda. He's far too aggressive. This is Amit Narwal, over-enthusiasm and inexperience taking its toll on the Bengal Warriors defense. Amit Narwal on the bench.
This is going to be a question of whose defense is going to come good. The fans are already having a good time, and why not? One apiece. They need to prove themselves. Someone who has done many a times is that man on your screen, Mohammad Nabi Baksh. He's quite the star in raid, in defense. Kind of all-rounder that you want in your team, Bridge.
Returning from injury is Mohammad Ismail Nabi Baksh. Excellently stopped on his way to the midline. That is not good news for the Bengal Warriors. And Nitin Raval, was he responsible for that one? Yes. An assist coming in good time.
I think it was the 2 corners that came in. Excellent teamwork there by the Jaipur Pink Panthers. They want their defense to come good. And if that is a sign of things to come, it augurs well for the men in pink. Have a look at this. 4 matches, 4 Super 10s. Only Naveen Express has done what he's done this season, just to give you a sense of how good he's been.
13 rate points per game, and now, just like Maninder Singh, he's off to a hoppy-skippy start. Sachin Vittala will have to return to the bench, and that leaves just 4 for the Bengal Warriors on the mat.
He was trying an ankle hold with one hand. Absolutely not going to work, especially against one of the informed raiders this season. Easy point for the Jaipur Pink Panthers. More importantly, Maninder Singh comes back on. There is a bonus point on offer. There are 7 defenders on the mat, which means the black bonus line is active. You need to go past or over the black line with your trailing foot in the air. You can pick yourself a bonus point.
The Jaipur Pink Panthers defense is playing an extremely smart game here. They're teasing Maninder Singh.
No shouting on the court. No.
Alright, both of these teams have the worst tackle strike rate in Vivo Pro Kabaddi Season 8. They have a tackle strike rate of around 34. Can't get much worse. The Bengal Warriors have the lowest average tackle points per match. That's 7.8. Well, let's see if they can better that.
Yeah, Bridge, in a sense, what you're saying is that they go for very few tackles, and even if they do, they're not having a good conversion rate. And that's why these 2 teams are languishing at the bottom of the table. Coach BC Ramesh, coach of the Bengal Warriors, Maninder Singh is quite literally transformed this team. Defending champions, played a big role, and there's a reason why they are the defending champions. It's because of what Maninder Singh does. He just keeps doing this, picks up points after points. Let's take another look at that.
That is Deepak Singh. Playing at right cover, coach Sanjeev Kumar Balian of the Jaipur Pink Panthers. One of the sharpest minds in the business.
One of the greats of the game himself in his glory days. 5-on-1, which means no bonus point on offer. Someone like an Arjun Deshwal with the form that he's in, he probably doesn't worry too much about the bonus point. Absolutely brilliant from Amit Nirwal. He wasn't successful the first time around. This time, absolute precision.
What was also interesting there, Navneet, was that Abozar Meghani has changed corners. He's come from right to left. Now, is this a plan? Does look like one. And if it is, it seems to have worked for the time being for the Bengal Warriors.
They need him to fire Abozar Meghani. He's been relatively quiet so far. He's a specialist in the corner position. In the last 5 matches, how about that for some scoring? There's consistency. It's just irony. Oh no, brilliant. He's just going to keep adding to that. He's just going to keep adding to that. 2 points at a minimum. Maninder Singh is on fire already early on, just 5 minutes into this game. 2 raid points for the Star Raider.
Well, Nitin Rawal coming in to assist his corner, Shaul Kumar. I think Shaul Kumar will be a bit embarrassed. That was literally a slap to his face. Nitin Rawal, you can't do that against Maninder Singh's speed. Maninder Singh has turned it on. Will Deepak Nivas Hooda be able to do the same on the other side of the mat? Is that a bonus there for Deepak Nivas Hooda?
Yeah, he's done enough to pick up the bonus. It's pretty bit neck to neck so far. We didn't see Nabi Baksh in that previous game. There's a super tackle on. 3 or less defenders means that their defensive team can pick up an extra point if they can get a successful tackle. Not on this occasion. I think Nabi Baksh has gotten past the midline and he probably will pick up 2. There you go. It's raining points already. Plenty of action here on a Monday evening.
Alright, Mohammad Ismail Nabi Baksh is a specialist in super tackle situations and showing us just why. Wiping the mat clean with that raid. Almost.
Deepak Hooda is the last man surviving for the Jaipur Pink Panthers. He's picked up a couple of points tonight. They need him to be good. He hasn't scored much in that previous game. A lot has been on the shoulders of Arjun Deshwal. What can he do? Now, caught napping, stranded right in the center. He gave up. He gave up.
He did have the bonus. They gave him the bonus happily. There was nothing else he could do. He had to go deep. The defense knew it. And they just circled him. There was no way out for him. He's at the center of the mat. And they're all on him like a pack of wolves.
Surrenders himself to the Warriors. It's a 5-point lead. That is a very sizable lead. Just 8 minutes into this game, he's picked up 4 raid points. Maninder Singh, can he muscle through this? Can he muscle through this? It looks like he has the strength of the big man.
He pushed a defender, making a dash on him off the mat. It's a super raid, which is phenomenal. We've known Maninder Singh to do this over and over again. He's a multi-point raid specialist. He's in the top 5 at this point. But look at what he does with the person. He pushed a defender, making a dash on him off the mat, reached through the legs of a defender coming in to assist and went across the midline. How's that for mat awareness?
Jersey pulling Jaipur Pink Panthers, jersey number 99.
Yeah, you can hear from the referee. There's a warning for jersey pull.
Time is over.
You cannot pull jerseys in a tackle, and that is the warning.
Time is over.
Right now, it's all Bengal Warriors. It's all Maninder Singh. He, in fact, is number 1, Ridge, in multi-point raids.
You know, And there on the other side, too easy for Arjun Deshwal. Now, in the midst of all this mayhem, what we've forgotten is that we have the first all-out of the game within the first 8 minutes. The Vivo Perfect fans enjoying every second of this game, and why wouldn't they? Got off to a slightly slow start, but once it's picked up, it's fast and furious. The Jaipur Pink Panthers have handed the Bengal Warriors one all-out already, which is why you see this 7-point gap. And Arjun Deshwal really hasn't been able to turn it on today as we've seen him do. He's just gone back with his second point. What's Mohammad Nabi Baksh going to do here? My feeling is he's going to go back with an empty rate, which he does.
He's done well so far as Nabi Baksh. He's the all-rounder that you want him to be. He's picked up a couple of rate points, one tackle point already. But there's pressure on this man because he's not getting the support that he'd like. Deepak Hooda has started well. This is gifting points. It's Amit Nirwal once again. Now he's already committed a couple of mistakes. You cannot commit. Look at that. It's Nabi Baksh and Amit Nirwal on the bench. It in fact is 3 points to the Jaipur Pink Panthers. A super raid to Arjun Deshwal.
Arjun Deshwal showing us that if Maninder Singh can do it, he can do it as well. The most multi-point raids in this season, Vivo Pro Kabaddi Season 8. Maninder Singh on 11. It's not easy to pull off a multi-point raid. The fact remains that multi-point raids are game changers.
Let's take a look at that again. Amit Nirwal. There's just a lack of proper communication there between the corners and the covers. Oh, that was ferocious. It was Abuzar who initiated that tackle. That was brilliant from the Iranian.
Did you see his claws coming out there like a Bengal tiger? He loved that, didn't he? Look at Abuzar Meghani back where he loves it. And there, that's the Bengal tiger posing for you.
That's what you associate with the defending champions, the Warriors. They're good for a reason. Everyone slated them to be one of the best. Maninder Singh just keeps picking up points.
So, and he keeps picking up Nitin Rawal. Maninder Singh has targeted Nitin Rawal from the beginning of this game, and he was so swift there. There was no way Nitin Rawal was going to get out of that one. If Nitin Rawal doesn't keep an eye out for Maninder Singh today, we are going to see so much more of this, Navneet.
Absolutely. Now, Arjun Deshwal really looked for that bonus point, but he's got Nabi Baksh and Sachin to deal with. So, oh, he's picked up the bonus though. He's picked up the bonus, and Maninder Singh in pursuit. He was looking for that quick point. Oh, Naveen has stepped out. That is a cardinal sin, a schoolboy error. You cannot give mistakes like that. And that's what a pursuit can do. Take you by surprise. He's picked up 7 points in the last 5 raids. So much drama, so much action, Bridge. Let's catch a breath.
Maninder Singh and Arjun Deshwal are on the mat. Look, that's what the pursuit did. It created the pressure on Naveen. He didn't know where he was going when he was backtracking. Well done, Maninder. Even though that won't go down as a touch point, it's still a fantastic pressure point from the Raider.
Just 12 minutes into this game, Maninder Singh is on the verge of a Super 10 already. 6-point lead for the Bengal Warriors. Touch and go here. He's been focusing on the points the last couple of times, the bonus points, but he doesn't get it on that occasion.
It also helps the Bengal Warriors when they have Mohammad Ismail Nabi Baksh backing up Maninder Singh. We saw what happened in the last game. There was no Nabi Baksh. Even though Maninder was on fire, the Bengal Warriors came away with a loss. They can't afford to do that anymore.
It's sort of what you expected from these two teams, Bridge. When they started off, they will score plenty of points when it comes to raiding, but their defensive units still haven't fired much. Bengal have just picked up the 3 tackle points. Jaipur just the 1 so far, but it's the Raiders that are making the headline so far. He's 1 less of 800 raid points. Staggering numbers from one of the biggest names in Vivo Pro Kabaddi. He's got to come back another time to score that 800th raid point. Finally another tackle point for The boys in pink.
Finally, the Jaipur Pink Panthers defense manages to bring down Maninder Singh. That was Shahul Kumar. Actually, you know, in many ways, that was a solo effort. The assist did come in. And Arjun Deshwal on the other side of the mat, bringing the Jaipur Pink Panthers back into the game. That's Darshan Jay on the bench.
Just love it. So smooth is Arjun Deshwal. The uncanny knack of picking up points. He loves the running hand touch and the diving hand touches. So does Mohammad Nabi Baksh. Strong in that lower body. You'll see him be quick on the mat. He will look for that bonus point because there are 6 defenders.
You know, they're not going to be desperate to revive Maninder, though it looks like they may have here. Is that a toe touch? No, it isn't. The final of Vivo Pro Kabaddi Season 7 was played with... It's the Naveen Express and Pawan Sehrawat. That's a fantastic place to be for.
It's Rohit that raids for the Bengal Warriors. The irony, Bridge, is that Maninder has had 15 plus points in the last 3 matches, but they've lost their last 3 matches. He's not had support from the rest of the team. They need them to come good, and it's good that Nabi Baksh is starting to show glimpses of that.
It's not just ironical, it's baffling, because it's not like they have a bad, they're a bad defensive outfit. They are a complete team. It's just... This is a Nabi Baksh not being able to create the same pressure this time around that Maninder did on his last pursuit.
Got 4 points tonight. He was pushing that left corner right to the edge. Did well with the left corner to stay inside. So much action. Absolute excitement here. That is what Vivo Pro Kabaddi is all about. It was the most thrilling start to the new year with 3 ties on Triple Panga night on Saturday night, 1st of Jan. Last night was equally exciting. This one promises to go down to the wire as well. A bonus point on offer.
Look at the left side of the defense crouching just a moment ago. Corner and the cover. Has he gone into the lobby there? No, he hasn't. For a moment I felt he had. Maninder Singh, he's back on 8 rate points, just 2 away from his Super 10, but 1 away from 800. That's a stupendous number by any stretch of the imagination. Look at Shahul Kumar. Is he going to go for this here? Oh, Maninder scared him off. Maninder scared him off.
He was tempting Shahul Kumar in that right corner. And Deepak Nivas Huda has got to score a little bit. He's just got the 3 rate points so far. He had a quiet time the last time they stepped onto the mat as well. Pick up a bonus, but he's got to deal with Abuzar. Maninder is waiting there as well. Amit Nirwal, will he be tempted to go for the tackle again? But he gets Abuzar. He gets Abuzar. That was quick, that was
1
swift
point.
from
Jaipur
Deepak
Pink
Nivasuda.
Panthers.
Abozar
Jersey
didn't
number 10 out.
move. It's like he almost wasn't there. He did not see that coming. Abozar tried to get himself out of the way after Deepak Nivasuda had taken his shoe off and put it on again. That back kick, oh, that's special. That's so wonderful to see. You do not, Shaul Kumar. What was I saying? Shaul Kumar is going to get over enthusiastic
Jersey
here.
number 6 out.
That was a do-or-die raid, was it? What was Shaul Kumar thinking? Actually, he wasn't.
You won't be thinking if you think you can get into a one-on-one contest with the beast Maninder Singh. More importantly, 800 raid points for Maninder Singh. Just a handful of raiders have done what he's done, and he's done that in rapid, quick time. Deepak Nivasuda, he's got to be rapid here. Dying few seconds of the first half, a 4-point game so far. So much action.
All right, we haven't seen Deepak Nivasuda's signature aggression this evening on the mat. He's been staying away from the defense. He hasn't been venturing in deep. And that, of course, has to be a well-thought-out strategy. He needs to be on the mat. He needs to handle Arjun Deshwal. That is the end of the first half. The Bengal Warriors, the defending champions, lead the Jaipur Pink Panthers, the inaugural champions, by 4 points.
And the story continues to be the same. The two lead raiders doing all the scoring. Maninder Singh with 9, Arjun Deshwal with 8, and the defensive units still looking a bit shaky. A 4-point lead so far for the Bengal Warriors. We're at halftime, 20 minutes of action left. But right after that, another big one. The Telugu Titans will be taking on Monu Goyat and the Patna Pirates. Plenty of action coming your way.
Vivo. कौन कहता है एंकल होल्ड करके सक्सेस नहीं पा सकते? रनिंग हैंड टच करके ड्रीम्स भी तो छुए जा सकते हैं। हर खेल कुछ सिखाता है, नए सपने दिखाता है। ड्रीम बिग, ड्रीम 11।
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
पहाड़ सामने आ जाए ये आगे बढ़ेगा, मौसम बदले पर ये ना झुकेगा। टाटा योद्धा, इसके मुकाबले में कोई नहीं टिक पाएगा। पावरफुल इंजन, मजबूत सस्पेंशन, बड़ी लोड बॉडी, ज्यादा कमाई और संपूर्ण सेवा का वादा। टाटा योद्धा, भरोसा हर कदम।
इस मिट्टी पे घर।
पापा साहब,
बेटा, घर जिंदगी में एक ही बार बनता है।
भरोसा रखिए, घर मजबूत ही बनेगा।
एक है मौका, इसमें सब लगाऊंगा। अपने इरादों से मजबूत एक घर बनाऊंगा।
भिजवाना सिर्फ अल्ट्राटेक ही।
अल्ट्राटेक ही क्यों?
आप ही ने तो कहा था कि घर जिंदगी में सिर्फ एक ही बार बनता है।
घर एक, मौका एक, इसलिए सीमेंट भी देश का नंबर 1। अल्ट्राटेक, इंडियाज नंबर 1 सीमेंट।
7 करोड़ खिलाड़ी, 100 से ज्यादा गेम्स और मैदान सिर्फ एक। विंजो, अपनी मनपसंद गेम्स खेलो और करोड़ों इनाम जीतो। डाउनलोड द ऐप फ्रॉम winzocgames.com।
इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम की संभावना है और इसकी लत लग सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
आज का ऑफिसर कैसे बनता है? टॉक करके, कोई रॉक करके बनता है ऑफिसर। कोई क्लिक से अपने लॉजिक से अपने बनता है ऑफिसर। ग्रूव से अपने हर मूव से अपने बनता है ऑफिसर।
जो स्मूथ वही बनता है ऑफिसर। जैसे हमारी ऑफिसर्स चॉइस पैकेज ड्रिंकिंग वाटर।
बिलीव इन ब्लू, देखिए साउथ अफ्रीका वर्सेस इंडिया दूसरा टेस्ट 3 से 7 जनवरी दोपहर 1:30 बजे लाइव स्टार स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क और डिज्नी प्लस हॉटस्टार पर।
This broadcast is co-presented by Rajshri, Tashan Kajashan, Dream 11, Dream Big, Byju's Keep Learning, and Samco Mutual Fund in association with Akash Byju's, Kajaria, India's #1 tile company, Titan Smart, and Great Learning.
Sir, lab test from M5.
How's that?
अब लैब टेस्ट घर बैठे बैठे M5.
आई एम फाइन थैंक्स टू M5.
3 साल हो गए रिटायर हुए, पर कबड्डी का जुनून कम नहीं हुआ है. होगा भी कैसे? हाउजेट पे कबड्डी जो आ गया है. इस सीजन हाउजेट पर बनाओ अपनी कबड्डी टीम. डाउनलोड हाउजेट ऐप, टीम बनाओ और जीतो रिवार्ड्स. हाउजेट कबड्डी का नया प्लेग्राउंड.
इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम की संभावना शामिल है और इसकी लत लग सकती है. कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें.
Vivo.
डायरेक्ट प्लान म्यूचुअल फंड स्कीम्स में खुद इन्वेस्ट करने का एक ऑप्शन है.
म्यूचुअल फंड्स खुद ही
सी जैसे मैंने फिट रहने के लिए ट्रेनर रखा. तो दिखता ही है भाई. पर तू तो सेल्फ मेड है भाई. लाइक मुझे फिटनेस की नॉलेज है तो आई मेड माय ओन ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम. और तेरे ट्रेनर के पैसे भी बच गए. हाँ सेम विद डायरेक्ट प्लान. यहाँ मेरे कमीशन के पैसे बच गए. सही है.
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है. योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें.
We are back live. This is the second half of the defending champions taking on the inaugural champions. At the moment, a 4-point lead for the defending champions. Have a look at that. It's all rating at the moment. Just the 5 tackle points in the first half. Will that change? Only time will tell. But it's been a story of Maninder Singh and Arjun Deshwal once again for these two teams. The lead raiders leading from the front. And that man has reached yet another milestone. 800 raid points, close to a Super 10 average all along. 36 Super 10s, quite outstanding. And he's been outstanding all evening long as well.
Now look at Maninder Singh on his Super raid. He's calm. He's calmly walking, assessing every single defender. Now he goes, he gets his bonus. This is an absolute gimme from Deepak Singh, but then look at what he does. He pushes Deepak Singh off him. That is a man coming in for a dash, holding his jersey. He puts his hand through Shaul Kumar's legs across the midline. How's that? For awareness, brute strength, speed, pure genius, Navneet.
He just tossed the defender aside. How do you do that? Absolutely phenomenal. Deepak Nivas Huda raiding for the Jaipur Pink Panthers. Pick up bonus points, get the odd touches. He needs to start taking points. He's got 4 tonight, but they need plenty more from him. That is quick. That is quick. He's picked up 2. He is picked up 2. Nitin Rawal will go. Will there be a review?
Now hold on, what happened was Deepak Nivas Huda on the previous point was convinced that he had a bonus. He was busy asking for a review. Maninder Singh went in for the raid, got a touch on Deepak Nivas Huda. The raid had already begun. Now it will be interesting to see what happens here.
Raid is safe, 1 point Bengal Warriors.
They've given it in favor of the Bengal Warriors, but what's interesting is that he gets only the 1 point. Jaipur are going to be reviewing this.
Please come. Please come. What is the challenge? रेटर पहले हमारे ग्राउंड में ही बॉल पड़ा. आउट है रेटर. इधर ही तो शब्द बोलिए. Please go. TV umpire. Clear bonus हमरा फिर भी. TV umpire.
What he's saying is that the raider
Jaipur
is
Pink Panthers
out.
challenge. Raider out.
What a raid that was. I mean,
our decision. Raider safe.
Everything was all over the place. And Nitin Rawal will be the man who will go to the bench if the decision stands as it is.
Jaipur Pink Panthers challenge. Raiders speak before cross midline. Our decision. Raider safe.
This is the second time that Maninder went in with the pursuit. He picked up a couple of points, useful points the last time around. So brilliant match awareness from the big man, and that's what he attempted this time as well. First on Deepak Nivas Huda, and he got Nitin Rawal on the way back. Will be interesting to see how many points the Bengal Warriors get.
Did he say something to the effect of the Raiders spoke before crossing the midline? Oh yes, Maninder Singh, before he went back to his side of the mat, spoke to Deepak Nivas Huda, and that is what the review is about, because then it's not, I mean, the Raiders not allowed to speak. You're breaking the Kabaddi cant. You have to go on with your kabaddi. There's different people who say it differently. Rishank Devadiga, for example, goes patti, patti, patti. Every raider has a different style of doing it. But maybe Deepak Nivas Hooda has a point here, Navneet. Maninder Singh's cant of Kabaddi might have just broken before he went back across the mid-line. And if that is correct, the point will go to the Jaipur Pink Panthers.
Clear bonus, Haji. You bonus clear. No.
He put his hand over the mid-line.
Reviewing, I guess that is the big question. We're still trying to understand why the long pause in play.
All right, this is what happens here. Maninder Singh shrugs off Nitin Rawal, puts his hand over the midline, then turns to talk to Deepak Nivas Hooda, which means Maninder Singh is safe. Deepak Nivas Hooda on the raid previous was asking for a review on the bonus. That's what he was distracted by. Let's listen in.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Review unsuccessful. Raider safe. 1 point. Bengal Warriors. Captain, your review is over. No more review.
Let me take you through this. Deepak Nivas Hooda goes into to raid, believes he has a bonus point, isn't given it, asks for a review.
Both, no arguments, okay?
Now there's a green card.
Jersey number 5 and 9. Green card, warning.
To Deepak Hooda, he has a warning. Now Deepak Nivas Hooda does not get the review. In the meantime, Maninder Singh, with his incredible mat awareness, goes into raid, gets a touch on Nitin Rawal, crosses the midline. Deepak Nivas Hooda reviews because he believes Maninder Singh has spoken without crossing the midline, which a raider is not allowed to do. And he was wrong. And now here, far too simple for Arjun Deshwal.
So much drama here at the start of the second half. All for just 1 point to the Bengal Warriors. Every single point matters. That is what Arjun Deshwal can do so easily. But I have a feeling they're going to get a warning for jersey pulling. You cannot be doing that. 801 raid points. And he's also had a Super 10. Make that 37 Super 10s to Maninder Singh.
Well, Maninder Singh in the midst of all that mayhem. The 37th Super 10 of his Pro Kabaddi career. Incredible statistic. Did I not say, Navneet, before the start of this game? That's just too easy for Maninder. He can do that all day. He'll pick you off the corners if you go in for tackles like that. That was Vishal who goes back to the bench. Did I not say, Navneet, at the start of this game, this was going to be a game of attrition?
It's quite simply two defensive units looking really, really ordinary. Below par effort from Jaipur Pink Panthers there. That's not what you expect at this level. Maninder Singh is making easy work of this at the moment. And so is Arjun Deshwal. Arjun Deshwal picks up his Super 10. These two gentlemen just continue in their merry ways.
And Amit, that's his 5th Super 10 in a row. We're seeing some incredible raiding in Vivo Pro Kabaddi Season 8. Arjun Deshwal being one of them. Too easy on Amit Nirwal. I was just about to say I'd like to see the Bengal Warriors get Arjun Deshwal onto the bench once. Now look at this. He was readying for a back kick. Fainted. It was a decoy.
The Iranians, one thing characteristic of them is their low center of gravity. They can go really low. And they can be very quick on the mat, on the turn as well. And you saw that from Nabi Baksh.
Yeah, they play that low center of gravity game, not just in raid, but also in defense. Arjun Deshwal, 5 Super 10s, Vivo Pro Kabaddi Season 8. as corners. You'll see the Iranians crouching. Oh, stop! Oh, they can stop him. That is brilliant from Rohit to hold from Darshan. Was that Darshan or was that Rohit?
That was Darshan. That was Darshan.
Oh, pardon me, the excitement to hold Arjun Deshwal back. So, Sachin Vittala
During the red,
decides to come in, steps back, and then Darshan is looking at them. Come to me, help me. Abozar runs to him. Arjun Deshwal twists and turns, and then eventually the defender is pulled by a teammate to add power to the pull on Arjun Deshwal. Oh, what a tackle. Finally, Arjun Deshwal is on the bench. Somehow they managed it.
I'm just trying to figure if we've had so much action and drama in 5 minutes of Kabaddi in what has already been an exciting season. Oh, that has to be one of the highlights. What? It's happening again. Is it Nitin Rawal again? Shaul Kumar. This time from the left corner. I don't think Maninder.
स्वागत है आपका सानी सर इस
them off the corners all day, and Shaul Kumar, isn't this his debut season? This is purely inexperience and enthusiasm speaking. You cannot, you need to move with Maninder Singh. You cannot stand in a place and pick him off. Well, you know, the beast from the east, which is something we used to call Pardeep Narwal. But right now it's Maninder Singh. He has far too much power, as does Deepak Nivas Hooda.
Well, we had Shaul Kumar conceding, gifting points on one side. Amit Nirwal, who had a high five in that previous game, hasn't necessarily had the best of nights today. Brijesh, one successful tackle out of 6 attempts. It's just not going to work.
Amit Narwal has had a terrible night. Terrible outing today. Pardon me, we used to call Sandeep Narwal the beast from the east. But right now, it is Maninder. Look at the strength he possesses. Mohammad Nabi Baksh on raid for the Bengal Warriors though. That was some great pressure there on the defense. They did well to stay away from him. Deepak Nivas Hooda coming into raid. Look at that, just the 2 tackle points for the Jaipur Pink Panthers. Just 2. That defense has been run into the ground by Maninder Singh.
Not very different for the Bengal Warriors. They picked up just 4 tackle points. They need Deepak Nivas Hooda here. Unsuccessful tackles, 10-14. Finally, right on cue. Abuzar Migani initiating that. Plenty of support from the rest of the defense. Good to see that.
So that is the Iranian low center of gravity game that we were speaking of. Now, if you look at the start of this tackle, you'll see Abuzar Migani crouching low, going for the double thigh hold. And that's what made it easy for the rest of the defense. That is an Iranian special.
Back your instincts. Give it your all. Don't second guess. The super tackle on now. Mohammad Nabi Baksh. 1 on 3. And Nitin Rawal on this side of the mat alone. No.
Navneet, tell me something. The Iranians play this low center of gravity game. And Irani chai is like a cutting half cup of tea. Is that where the word Irani chai comes from? Does the tea also have a low center of gravity in the glass? Oh, terrible.
We're going to get Nabi Baksh to answer that. For now, it's a do-or-die raid. And you want to have your best man in. And that's what the Bengal Warriors have. Nitin Rawal's here on this side. No. Don't commit early. Let him commit the mistake. That is much better. Much more like what you want to see. Maninder Singh. This is a super tackle because there were just the 3 defenders on the mat, and so the Jaipur Pink Panthers pick up an extra point, so they get 2 points for that tackle. Nice. More importantly, Maninder Singh on the bench.
All right, so this is a wonderful ankle hold and finally a combined tackle by the Jaipur Pink Panthers. So we've seen Arjun Deshwal and then Maninder Singh go off in the space of minutes. There's 11:30 left to play. The Bengal Warriors are 6 clear of the Jaipur Pink Panthers. Namneet, where do you see this going
Number
from
44.
here?
All right.
What is your challenge?
There is a review here.
Okay, you want self-out? Yes. Okay. TV umpire. Bengal Warriors challenge. Defender out of bound before the struggle. Our decision. Raider out. Super tackle, 2 points.
All right,
Yes.
so what the Bengal Warriors are saying here is that Nitin Raval was off the mat. He was out of bounds before that tackle was initiated, and then Nitin Raval went into that struggle on that tackle. If that is the case, then Maninder Singh is safe. And remember, each team has just one review, which means if the Jaipur Pink Panthers get this wrong, oh, sorry, the Bengal Warriors, the Jaipur Pink Panthers have already lost theirs. The Bengal Warriors, if they get this wrong, their review's done and dusted. Now let's look at this. Oh, yes, that's a brilliant spot. Abosar Meghani, you beauty. We need to find out if the umpire will agree, but that's a clear step out of bounds. Has he crossed the line though? You can see him on the white line. A couple of frames back.
Could just be a very decisive moment in this game, Rich, because the man in question is Maninder Singh. Is that out? Right on the line. Let's wait to watch and hear it.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Review unsuccessful. No out of bounds. Radar safe. Radar out. Super tackle. 2 points. Jaipur Pink Panthers.
Look, prayers didn't work there for the Bengal Warriors. If they were for the Jaipur Pink Panthers, they definitely did. Now look, all in all, that was all right. Abosar Meghani is getting a card here. He's getting a yellow card. That's 2 minutes off the bench.
Suspended.
What do you do?
Argument, all-time argument with the umpire. Please go.
Oh, Abosar, you can't carry on arguing with the umpires. Calm down now. You'll get 2 minutes to catch your breath. Look, that was a good spot by Abosar. It was worth going for that review. There's 11 left in the game. You can't blame him for that. But what this does now is...
Okay, just for you to know that the bonus was still on there, but he didn't worry too much about the bonus, did Naveen. He picked up the point there. And I think it's Darshan who committed himself a little too early and paid the price. Because it's a yellow card for Abosar, it will still mean that there are as good as 6 people on the mat. And Darshan, well, not so close to the midline. You don't want to be committing yourself.
All right, now there's 5 on the mat for the Jaipur Pink Panthers and 5 on the mat for the Bengal Warriors. Mohammad Nabi Baksh will have to do the heavy lifting in raid and defense because Bengal's top 2, Maninder Singh and Abosar Meghani, are off the mat. Jaipur Pink Panthers are just 3 away from them. There's 10 left to play.
Time out.
This is the time for the Jaipur Pink Panthers to come back. It is also time for the Dhani 1 Freedom Strategic Timeout.
शॉपिंग की पुश कर रहे हो, पेमेंट पुश करो ना। धनी 1 फ्रीडम कार्ड पे मिलता है 5 लाख तक एट 0 इंटरेस्ट। मतलब खरीदो अभी एंड पे लेटर इन 3 इजी पेमेंट्स, तो हो जाओ फ्री। डाउनलोड धनी।
कौन कहता है एंकल होल्ड करके सक्सेस नहीं पा सकते? रनिंग हैंड टच करके ड्रीम्स भी तो छुए जा सकते हैं। हर खेल कुछ सिखाता है, नए सपने दिखाता है। ड्रीम बिग, ड्रीम 11।
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
बैकएक के लिए will tell you. Meanwhile, hot water bag.
हेल्थ की हर जरूरत के लिए एम फाइन। आर यू फाइन?
आई एम फाइन थैंक्स टू एम फाइन।
Vivo
ड्रीम कार है मेरी।
म्यूचुअल फंड से इस ड्रीम का अपना गोल बना ले।
इतने पैसे नहीं यार मेरे पास।
देख, लाइफ में तेरा जो भी गोल हो, बड़ा या छोटा, उसके लिए हर महीने अलग अलग एसआईपी में इन्वेस्ट कर। जितना बड़ा गोल उतना बड़ा अमाउंट और उतना ज्यादा टाइम।
ये तो सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
Is the end of the Dhani 1 Freedom Strategic Timeout. Gives Abosar some more time to calm himself down. That is not a happy puppy. That is not a happy right corner. Abosar Meghani of Iran looks extremely disgruntled. But this game, Pro Kabaddi, calls for strength, speed, agility, durability, dependability. And the Tata Yodha possesses every single one of those qualities.
Here's a quick look at the Tata Ace top 3 defenders in this match. We haven't had too many tackle points, but Naveen has picked up a couple. Abuzar Bigani, we're waiting to come back on the mat. He has 2 and Saul Kumar has 2 as well. Well, what that scorecard will not tell you is the number of failed tackles. It's been the story of the evening. Oh, he looks pretty upset, Bridge.
I wouldn't want to get onto his wrong side at this point. He's going to be on fire after he gets back onto the mat. Now remember, Abuzar Meghani is off the mat, but he's on suspension, which means he's considered as still being on the mat. Arjun Deshwal almost luring the defender into a mistake there. You're looking at 4 defenders for the Bengal Warriors on the mat, but there are actually 5 because Abuzar Meghani is also counted. That's well done by the Bengal Warriors defense actually to stay away from Arjun Deshwal.
Rohit comes in to raid for the Bengal Warriors. It's a 3-point game. We're down to the final 10 minutes. The defensive unit that can come through under pressure in these final few minutes will definitely get over the line. Who will it be? That is the big question.
The big question also though is, will the Bengal Warriors be able to revive Maninder Singh? Because the Jaipur Pink Panthers, remember, have Arjun Deshwal on the mat. Now Abuzar Meghani comes back in. The Jaipur Pink Panthers obviously waiting for a do-or-die raid to come through from the Bengal Warriors. 2 empty raids means the third one. This one is a do-or-die raid. Mohammad Nabi Baksh has to do something to get 1 point. He cannot go back empty-handed. He has to go straight to the bench.
And he doesn't have the bonus on offer as well because only 5 are there, so he's got to get a touch from somewhere. Look at that! Oh, but he was just a little too deep. He was asking for trouble. In that right corner was Abuzar Meghani. One of the more easier points that the defense will get.
Has he put enough pressure on the corner to push him out of bounds? Oh. That's what we need to see.
Wait.
A twist in the tail.
Look, that's clearly what he was aiming for. He knew he wasn't going to get that kick on the corner. He was hoping to be able to push the corner back.
If the defender is out of bounds and took part in the tackle, the raider will be safe. But remember, that should happen before the touch. If he goes out of bounds after the touch, that should be fine. There you go, defender out of bounds. And Maninder Singh is safe.
All right, let's
Nabi
look at
Baksh,
this.
In fact.
Nabi Baksh, he had a touch and... that's an iffy one.
It is safe 1 point.
Did he have a touch there? But the thing being...
It is safe 1 point, Bengal Warriors. Jersey number 99 out.
For a moment, the defender was completely off the mat, but the Jaipur Pink Panthers might have wanted to review this. They don't have their review, and as it stands, the Bengal Warriors have Maninder Singh back on the mat.
Arjun Deshwal, he was looking for another point. He was trying to get a cheeky touch to get that second point, but he settled for just the one. Excellent match awareness.
No, just a second. Let's look at that review and ask why Rohit didn't have assistance there. Look at how long Arjun Deshwal is taking.
I think it was only because he was a little too close to that midline and on his way back already.
So the touch has happened, but just for a moment he is off the mat. And then he comes back to take part in the tackle, which means the raider is safe.
The nitty-gritties of the sport. You're often peeling layers and layers, and you come forward with newer situations every single time. That's what Vivo Pro Kabaddi is all about. At the moment, it's Arjun Deshwal. 11 points to his raid points to his tally. Can he narrow this gap a little more? There's no bonus on offer. Is that a super raid? Has he gotten enough? By the barest of matches, the struggle is not over. I think. Oh my God! Can you believe it? The Raider is safe. He's cut himself open. How many points has Deshwal got?
Jersey number 6, you're holding the neck completely.
The Raider is safe because the neck was held.
Raider safe नहीं है, वैसे safe नहीं है. We are doing a safe because of foul
The Raider
play.
is not safe. He's been given safe only because one of the defenders held his neck. It's Sachin Vittala. That was an unnecessary tackle. Otherwise, the point belonged to the Bengal Warriors. Oh, this game has seen a lot. It's been acrimony.
We're really seeing the depths of Kabaddi in this game. Let's take a look at that once again. He was trying the dangling hand to go past that mid-line, but he's going to try to get a better angle of that. Have a look at that. From Sachin Vittala, he was grabbing him by the neck, and it's not something that you're allowed to do, and that's why Arjun Deshwal will be safe, and that's deemed dangerous. He could have gone for the hand, but not for the neck, and that's what he did on that occasion.
What's going on? There's more talk on the sidelines. The next game, Monu Goyat back in the form he was in a couple of seasons ago for the Patna Pirates. They have a raiding unit that's burning like a well-oiled machine. The Telugu Titans not without their share of problems. They are yet to win a game in Vivo Pro Kabaddi Season 8. Will tonight be their night? We'll find out in a bit. There's still 5 and 27 left to play in this.
Please come. 2 out. 11 in.
It looks like Arjun Deshwal has been substituted. He cut himself open. He's probably going to get some first aid, come back on the mat because the dying few minutes. But at the moment, there is a substitution. Deshwal is not on the mat. He's their lead raider. He's picked up 11 raid points already. Maninder Singh has 12 raid points. It's once again been a contest of the two lead raiders. 6-on-1. Bonus point on offer.
Maninder Singh trying for the bonus point, skipping away from the defenders, waiting at the midline, running the clock down. The Bengal Warriors are just 2 away from the Jaipur Pink Panthers. There's no bonus there.
It's a battle between 9th and 10th on the points table. That is why there is so much at stake. They need a 5-point win to both these teams. Look at Abuzar and Maninder on the left. It's Nabi Baksh and Amit Narwal on the other side. What will Deepak Nawaz Huda go for? Is he tempted? Will he go for it? No, they're going to go for it. Maninder, Abuzar, and they managed to get him. It's Nabi Baksh as well. They all came in together. It has to be one of the most dramatic tackle points we've seen all evening. All for 1 point. One crucial point.
We've seen Deepak Nawaz Huda do this before. We've seen him go deeper without being decisive. And Maninder, look at his assist on that tackle. Just shows you how important that point was. This is the time for a Dhani One Freedom strategic timeout.
Vivo.
The heat is on in the final round.
And the winner is Sargon!
क्यों मजा नहीं आया? जीतने का असली मजा तो 823 पे आता है. डाउनलोड फ्रॉम 823.com.
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है. कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें.
वो देखो, बायजूस क्लासेस में इंडिया के एक्सपर्ट टीचर्स कॉन्सेप्ट समझाते हैं. क्लास टीचर्स डाउट्स क्लियर कराते हैं. तो जब ट्यूशन टू गुड है, रिजल्ट्स भी टू गुड ही होंगे. Byju's classes with the 2-teacher advantage. Attend a free class. Download Byju's app now.
पहाड़ सामने आ जाए, ये आगे बढ़ेगा. मौसम बदले, पर ये ना झुकेगा. टाटा योद्धा, इसके मुकाबले में कोई नहीं टिक पाएगा. पावरफुल इंजन, मजबूत सस्पेंशन, बड़ी लोड बॉडी, ज्यादा कमाई और संपूर्ण सेवा का वादा. टाटा योद्धा, भरोसा हर कदम।
शॉपिंग क्यों पुश कर रहे हो? पेमेंट पुश करो ना। धनी वन फ्रीडम कार्ड पे मिलता है 5 लाख तक एट 0 इंटरेस्ट। मतलब खरीदो अभी एंड पे लेटर इन 3 इजी पेमेंट्स। तो हो जाओ फ्री। डाउनलोड धनी।
We're just coming back from the Dhani One Freedom strategic timeout. From now on, it's uninterrupted action right till the very end. So much drama we've had in this game. Maninder Singh listening in to the coach BC Ramesh. Here are the Vivo top 3 raiders in the leagues in the season so far. Who else but the Naveen Express right at the top, 81 raid points. The high flyer not far behind with 73. And Maninder Singh is red hot at the moment with 72.
They're poised to pick the Reds, the second spot ahead of Pawan Sehrawat. Now what was interesting in that strategic timeout was, of course, the coach had things to say to his team, the Bengal Warriors, but it just shows when you have two players, say two players from Himachal, Vishal Bhardwaj and Baldev, or two players from Iran, Abozar and Nabi Baksh, they have their own strategy within the coach's strategy. This is going to be interesting. Maninder Singh on a do-or-die raid here for the Bengal Warriors. The Jaipur Pink Panthers only 3 away. Can they bring Maninder Singh down here? This is when things get really hot. They've got him. They've got him. They've pulled him back just in time. A big moment in this game. The Jaipur Pink Panthers. Is this where they blow their bugle?
If only there were visuals of my co-commentator right now. Absolute drama. My goodness. It took 4 men to take down the big Maninder. That is how strong it is. Sahul, Vishal. Well, they needed every one of the Panthers to put him on the bench. It's a 2-point difference now. What do we have in store? Which way is this going? For now, Arjun Deshwal is back on the mat. He strapped himself up there. Now can Bengal take him down? That was an easy touch. Easy touch on Amit Nirwal in that left corner. It just hasn't been up to the mark as Amit Nirwal.
Bengal making errors that rookies wouldn't make. And the Jaipur Pink Panthers making a charge at the right moment. Mohammad Nabi Baksh in raid now. Can he save the day for the Bengal Warriors yet again? He's been doing it over and over and over. And that is a big raid. Is that 2? Is that 3? Does he have a pulled hamstring or a calf muscle there?
Oh my goodness, the excitement, the emotion, the drama of it all. 2 points for Mohammad Nabi Baksh. How crucial this is in the context of the situation. Sahul goes out.
Time out, Bengal Warriors.
He pulled a muscle. That's the last thing the Warriors want. But I think he's done enough to get Maninder back on the mat. That's BC Ramesh, the coach. Let's take a quick listen in. Yeah, fine, coach is gone.
ನೋಡ ಸೇಮ್ ಟಚ್ ನಿನಗೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅವನು ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಡ ಅಷ್ಟು ಡೀಪ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬುರ್ರಂತ ಲಾಬಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡು ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ನ ಹಾಂ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಕವರ್ ಕರೋ ಹಾಂ ಯು ವೈ ನೋ ಯು ಪ್ಲೇ ರೈಟ್ ಕಾರ್ನರ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಟೇಬಲ್.
You heard that from the coach. Deep Barakheli. Lobby Nodi Solpa. He was talking in Kannada and he was telling him to be aware of stepping into the lobby or out of bounds. If he comes deep, go in with the thigh hold.
Also what I found interesting there was Abozar asking the coach if he should be playing second man, but the coach telling him to play right corner. Now Arjun Deshwal is claiming a touch on someone. Darshan J. That happened too fast.
1 point, Jaipur Pink Panthers.
Even for us watching on television. Now the Jaipur Pink Panthers just 2 away from the Bengal Warriors. The Bengal Warriors coach has asked Abozar to play right corner and go for a double thigh hold at the last moment.
There is a bonus on offer as well. Both these teams are out of reviews as well. We've spent plenty of times reviewing in this game. He was looking for that running hand touch on the right corner. I don't think he's managed that. It's still a 2-point game. We have 70 seconds on the clock.
All right, the question here now is, without Maninder on the mat, can the Bengal Warriors defense hang on? It's Arjun Deshwal up against them. This man is not an ordinary raider, even though he's bandaged on the right side of his face. He cut himself open a while ago. Look at him play. All right, but that's Mohammad Nabi Baksh Abozar, even though he adopts the Iranian style of low gravity play, crouches. Too good is Arjun Deshwal, pulling 1 point back for the Jaipur Pink Panthers. Just a minute, under a minute to go, and the Jaipur Pink Panthers are a point away. How exciting is this game?
He's quite literally been the best exponent of the running hand touch this season, has Arjun Deshwal. He's done that time and again, team after team, opponent after opponent. Sensational from Arjun Deshwal. Can Nabi Baksh do it? No! No, you cannot do this, Nitin Rawal. What have you done?
No, but what this also does is it gives them 2 points, because there's a bonus. Nabi Baksh had a bonus there, and then Nitin Rawal went for that ankle hold. Maybe he wanted to, stop Nabi Baksh. He just wasn't moving well enough with Nabi Baksh. You have to move with the raider in the corner if you want to get the ankle hold. Dharmaraj Cheralatan, you can see the expression. That says it all. The Jaipur Pink Panthers could have pulled this game out, but there's just still 3 points between the two teams. 45 seconds left to play. Whichever defense Navneet can hang on here will win, but I'm asking you this. Who do you think it'll be?
I think the Warriors have done enough. I just think the Warriors have done enough. Show maturity now. It's a question of experience and maturity. Don't commit early. Hang in there. Hang in there. No! Just when I thought they've done enough. What have they done?
What Arjun Deshwal does here? I can hardly speak. He pulls 2 points back for the Jaipur Pink Panthers. That's a ridiculous attempt at an angle hold. And then why did the assist come in? Why that dive for the dash? That wasn't required. And again, the M-Fine coach's corner. Let's listen in.
ट्राई लेगा हाँ अरे फाइन तो जाना पड़ेगा एक तो अगर ये बोनस लग रहा है एक फाइन हाँ खाली भेजना आयो भाई लूज नहीं 1 सेकंड को भी बोनस मारा आँख मीच के एकदम घेर पाओ हमारी चल अजय तो जाइए तू ही
All right. Now there's just 2 people on the mat for the Bengal Warriors. Maninder Singh on raid. The Bengal Warriors lead by a point.
Bridge, tell me we're not seeing another tie, Bridge.
Hold on, listen to me. I think he's going to try and run the clock down, because then the Jaipur Pink Panthers will have just 1 raid. And the Bengal Warriors have the opportunity of a super tackle. So, even if the Jaipur Pink Panthers, game after game after game of Vivo Pro Kabaddi Season 8, it all comes down to the last raid. Mohammad Ismail Nabi Baksh crouching. They've got Arjun Deshwal. Mohammad Ismail Nabi Baksh, you mad Iranian, you. He crouched down in the corner on the last raid. What an ankle hold of the highest quality that was. That brings the Bengal Warriors 2 points. It's a super tackle. Hold on. What's going on here? He's absolutely fine there. Are they discussing that scissor at the end by Nabi Baksh? But the struggle was over by then.